Welcome to Bare Metal Cyber, the podcast that bridges cybersecurity and education in a way that's engaging, informative, and practical. I'm Dr. Jason Edwards, a cybersecurity professional, educator, and author, bringing you insights, tips, and real-world stories from my widely read LinkedIn articles. Each week, we dive into pressing cybersecurity topics, explore real-world challenges, and break down actionable advice to help you navigate today's digital landscape. If you're enjoying this episode, visit baremetalcyber.com, where over 2 million people last year explored cybersecurity insights, resources, and expert content. You'll also find my books covering NIST, governance, risk, compliance, and other key cybersecurity topics. Cyber threats aren't slowing down, so let's get started with today's episode. Artificial Intelligence and Cybersecurity, Part 2, Offense. Artificial intelligence has fundamentally changed the landscape of cybersecurity, not just for defense, but also as a powerful weapon in the hands of attackers. Artificial intelligence-driven cyber threats are evolving at an unprecedented pace, enabling adversaries to launch highly sophisticated, automated, and adaptive attacks with minimal human intervention. From artificial intelligence-generated phishing campaigns and deepfake-powered social engineering to self-learning malware and large-scale disinformation operations, offensive artificial intelligence is reshaping the way cyber warfare is conducted. Attackers are leveraging artificial intelligence to discover vulnerabilities faster, bypass traditional security mechanisms, and manipulate public perception through misinformation. As artificial intelligence continues to advance, the cybersecurity community must understand these emerging threats, recognize the scale of their impact, and develop new strategies to counteract artificial intelligence-powered cyber attacks before they redefine the nature of digital conflict. An introduction to offensive artificial intelligence and cybersecurity. Artificial intelligence is revolutionizing offensive cybersecurity operations by automating and enhancing attack methods at a scale and speed previously unattainable by human hackers. Traditional cyber attacks often require significant manual effort, but AI-driven tools can autonomously probe for weaknesses, craft exploits, and execute attacks with precision. AI enables attackers to launch large-scale campaigns by continuously learning from defensive countermeasures and adjusting in real time. Additionally, artificial intelligence can identify and exploit vulnerabilities generated by other AI systems, creating a cycle where machine-driven security gaps fuel machine-driven exploitation. The emergence of autonomous offensive agents, which are malicious artificial intelligence programs capable of executing attacks without human intervention, poses a significant threat, as these systems can launch persistent, highly adaptive attacks with minimal oversight. AI-powered cyber attacks exhibit a level of precision and adaptability that makes them increasingly difficult to detect and mitigate. Unlike traditional attacks, which rely on static scripts or predefined techniques, AI-driven threats can analyze defenses in real time and modify their approach dynamically. This allows attackers to bypass security measures, fine-tune payloads, and evade detection systems with alarming efficiency. Minimal human oversight is required once an AI model is trained, allowing cybercriminals to scale operations without the need for constant manual adjustments. AI also enhances evasion techniques, using adversarial tactics to fool detection algorithms and security tools, making attacks appear as normal activity. The ability to respond to defensive mechanisms in real time means that AI-driven attacks are not only more effective, but also more persistent, continuously adapting until they succeed. The motivations for weaponizing AI in cyber warfare extends beyond simple financial gain, encompassing espionage, political destabilization, and infrastructure sabotage. Intelligence agencies and nation-state actors leverage artificial intelligence to conduct sophisticated surveillance, gather vast amounts of sensitive data, and penetrate adversary networks with greater efficiency. Financially motivated cybercriminals use AI to optimize fraud schemes, automate credential theft, and manipulate financial systems with reduced risk of exposure. On a larger scale, AI-driven disinformation campaigns and cyber attacks can undermine democratic processes, sow discord, and manipulate public opinion to destabilize political systems. Critical infrastructure, including power grids, transportation networks, and healthcare systems, are increasingly at risk as AI-enhanced attacks become more adept at targeting and disrupting essential services. Real-world examples of weaponized artificial intelligence illustrate the growing sophistication of these threats and their widespread impact. AI-generated phishing campaigns leverage natural language processing to craft highly personalized messages, bypassing traditional security filters and deceiving even the most vigilant users. Deepfake technology enables the creation of hyper-realistic videos and audio recordings, allowing attackers to impersonate executives, spread misinformation, and manipulate public perception. Automated social engineering attacks exploit artificial intelligence-driven chatbots to engage victims in real-time interactions, tricking them into revealing sensitive data or granting unauthorized access. AI-powered ransomware customization allows criminals to tailor attacks to specific targets, dynamically adjusting encryption techniques and ransom demands to maximize effectiveness. As these offensive artificial intelligence techniques continue to evolve, they present a formidable challenge for cybersecurity professionals and organizations worldwide. Artificial intelligence-driven social engineering attacks. Deepfake technology has revolutionized social engineering by enabling attackers to create hyper-realistic videos and audio recordings that manipulate trust and perception. Cybercriminals can fabricate video footage of executives, making it appear as if they're authorizing fraudulent transactions or delivering misleading messages to employees. Audio deepfakes, capable of cloning a person's voice with astonishing accuracy, have already been used in financial fraud schemes where attackers pose as chief executive officers or other high-ranking officials to pressure employees into transferring funds. The ability to manipulate video evidence extends beyond corporate fraud. As legal and political arenas are increasingly vulnerable to fabricated media used to discredit individuals or sway public opinion. Even more concerning is the rise of artificial intelligence-generated synthetic identities, where attackers create entirely fictional personas with convincing digital footprints, allowing them to infiltrate organizations, social networks, and sensitive environments undetected. Artificial intelligence-powered phishing campaigns have become alarmingly sophisticated, leveraging machine learning to craft highly personalized messages that fool even the most security-conscious individuals. Attackers use artificial intelligence to analyze a target's online activity, tailoring spear phishing emails that mimic writing styles, reference recent events, and include contextually relevant information. These phishing attempts can dynamically adapt their language in real time, making them effective in multilingual attacks and expanding their reach to global targets. AI further enhances phishing success rates by automating replies, keeping conversations going with victims to bypass email security filters that typically detect phishing patterns. By leveraging contextual data from past interactions, social media posts, and breached databases, AI-generated phishing messages appear credible, increasing the likelihood of a victim clicking a malicious link or divulging sensitive credentials. Chatbot exploitation has emerged as a powerful tool for cybercriminals who use malicious conversational agents to manipulate victims in real time. Attackers deploy artificial intelligence-driven chatbots on social media, messaging apps, and websites, engaging unsuspecting users in seemingly harmless conversations before extracting personal data or convincing them to take harmful actions. These artificial intelligence bots can respond to queries intelligently, adapting their language and tone to appear authentic while steering users toward malicious links or fraudulent transactions. In some cases, attackers use interactive prompts to trick individuals into granting unauthorized access to accounts, masquerading as security verification processes. Artificial intelligence-driven bots also mimic customer service representatives, deceiving users into providing login credentials, banking details, or confidential business information under the guise of technical support or problem resolution. Psychographic targeting with artificial intelligence allows cybercriminals to personalize scams on an unprecedented level. These use harvested social media data to tailor attacks to individual victims. AI analyzes vast amounts of personal information, identifying interests, behaviors, and vulnerabilities that can be exploited to increase the effectiveness of scams. Attackers craft messages that align with the target's beliefs, preferences, or emotional triggers, making fraudulent requests seem more convincing. High-value targets such as executives, politicians, and wealthy individuals are especially susceptible as AI-driven profiling pinpoints their specific weaknesses and areas of influence. Behavioral pattern analysis further enhances the effectiveness of these attacks, allowing artificial intelligence to predict how individuals will respond to different stimuli and refining manipulative attacks accordingly. This level of precision makes artificial intelligence-powered social engineering an ever-growing threat that traditional security awareness training struggles to counter. Automated exploit tools. Artificial intelligence is transforming vulnerability discovery by allowing attackers to predict and identify weak points in systems faster and more efficiently than ever before. Traditional vulnerability research requires manual effort and time-consuming code analysis, but artificial intelligence accelerates this process by scanning massive data sets to predict where security flaws are most likely to exist. Artificial intelligence-driven tools can reverse engineer software, deconstructing complex code to uncover exploitable bugs that human researchers might overlook. Beyond finding known vulnerabilities, artificial intelligence is increasingly capable of generating novel exploits for zero-day threats. These are previously undiscovered weaknesses that have no existing patches, making them especially dangerous. AI also enhances fuzz testing, a technique that bombards applications with varied inputs to find unexpected systems failures. By intelligently adapting its approach based on the responses it receives, significantly improving the likelihood of discovering critical flaws. Once vulnerabilities are identified, artificial intelligence enables the weaponization of exploits at an unprecedented scale, executing attacks in real time with minimal human intervention. AI systems can autonomously deploy exploit payloads, which optimize delivery methods to increase success rates while avoiding detection. These payloads are dynamically modified based on the security environment they encounter, allowing them to adapt and remain effective even against advanced defenses. Unlike static malware, artificial intelligence-driven exploits can continuously evolve to evade intrusion detection systems, learning from each failed attempt and refining their methods accordingly. Attackers further amplify their reach by integrating artificial intelligence-powered exploits with botnets, networks of compromised devices that can be leveraged to launch large-scale automated attacks, significantly increasing their impact. Malware development has also entered a new era, with AI-assisted techniques that allow attackers to generate polymorphic malware, a type of malicious code that constantly changes its structure to avoid detection. Traditional antivirus solutions rely on recognizing known signatures, but artificial intelligence-powered malware can mutate on the fly, making it incredibly difficult to identify and stop. Advanced evasion techniques such as artificial intelligence-guided obfuscation and encryption further ensure that malware remains undetectable to security tools. Attackers also use artificial intelligence to automate command and control communications, which allow them to maintain control over infected systems while minimizing the risk of detection. This technology has enabled the development of self-propagating worms and ransomware, which autonomously spread across networks, adapt to different environments, and execute attacks without direct human oversight, causing widespread disruption. Distributed denial of service attacks have become more sophisticated with artificial intelligence augmentation. These enable attackers to adjust attack patterns in real time based on a target's defensive responses. Artificial intelligence-driven distributed denial of a service attacks analyze mitigation strategies as they unfold, modifying their approach to bypass defenses and overwhelm systems more effectively. By studying network traffic patterns and firewall configurations, artificial intelligence-powered attacks can identify the weakest points in an infrastructure and direct traffic accordingly. Artificial intelligence also enhances attack amplification techniques, ensuring that malicious traffic is intelligently distributed to maximize impact while minimizing detection. The growing number of Internet of Things devices presents an additional risk, as artificial intelligence can leverage these unsecured endpoints to build massive botnets, capable of launching large-scale distributed denial of service campaigns that can cripple entire networks or disrupt critical services with little warning. AI and disinformation campaigns. AI is transforming disinformation campaigns by enabling the rapid production and spread of fake news and misleading content. Artificial intelligence-generated articles can be crafted to mimic legitimate journalism, making false narratives appear credible while being difficult to distinguish from real news. Social media platforms serve as amplifiers for these artificial intelligence-written stories, where algorithms prioritize engagement over accuracy, allowing disinformation to spread quickly. Attackers use artificial intelligence to personalize propaganda, tailoring messages to specific demographics or ideological groups, increasing the likelihood of acceptance and spread. Beyond individual articles, AI can flood information channels with misleading content that bury legitimate sources, creating confusion and shaping public perception in favor of malicious agendas. Search engine manipulation has become another powerful tool for AI-driven disinformation, allowing attackers to game algorithms to promote deceptive content while suppressing reliable sources. AI-driven search engine optimization techniques are also used to push fake news to the top of search results, making it appear more authoritative. Meanwhile, bad actors can flood search indexes with fabricated information, drowning out factual content through sheer volume. AI also exploits recommendation systems on major platforms, steering users toward misleading content by identifying and reinforcing their biases. This manipulation ensures that disinformation is not only seen, but also continuously reinforced, making it harder for individuals to discern truth from deception. Social media platforms have become battlegrounds for AI-powered manipulation, where autonomous bots simulate human behavior to engage with and spread disinformation. Artificial intelligence-driven accounts can create artificial engagement, making deceptive narratives appear more popular than they actually are, which in turn attracts real users to interact with and share false information. These bots can also manufacture viral trends, ensuring that misleading messages reach broader audiences quickly and effectively. Large-scale artificial intelligence-driven campaigns target specific individuals or groups with tailored disinformation, leveraging data analytics to craft messages that resonate on an emotional level. The precision of these artificial intelligence-generated efforts makes them difficult to counter, as they blend seamlessly with authentic online discourse. Artificial intelligence's role in election interference is especially alarming, as it can generate hyper-targeted political ads designed to manipulate voters with disinformation. These artificial intelligence-crafted ads exploit psychological triggers to sway public opinion, using deep learning techniques to craft messages that appeal to specific biases and concerns. Beyond advertising, artificial intelligence-driven disinformation campaigns fuel division by spreading polarizing content designed to amplify societal discord. Attackers also use AI to identify and exploit weaknesses in electoral systems, whether by automating misinformation about voting procedures or fabricating claims of election fraud to undermine trust in democratic processes. Even voter suppression efforts can be automated, with AI-driven bots spreading false information about polling locations, voting deadlines, or eligibility requirements to discourage participation in key elections. Emerging threats and defensive systems. Adversarial artificial intelligence attacks pose a significant threat to machine learning security, allowing attackers to manipulate artificial intelligence models by injecting malicious data during their training processes. By introducing subtly altered or misleading inputs, attackers can poison the model, causing it to misclassify data or produce unreliable results. This tactic is especially dangerous in cybersecurity applications, where artificial intelligence is used to detect threats. If a model is trained on poisoned data, it may fail to recognize malicious activity while flagging legitimate traffic as a threat. Some attackers go further by generating entirely corrupted artificial intelligence models that behave unpredictably. Defending against such threats requires robust data integrity measures, rigorous model validation, and continuous monitoring to detect anomalies before they can be exploited. AI is also being leveraged to compromise supply chains, with attackers infiltrating third-party vendors to introduce vulnerabilities that cascade down to target organizations. These supply chain attacks can be automated using AI, allowing threat actors to map out vendor relationships, identify weak points, and exploit dependencies without direct engagement. Software repositories are a prime target, as artificial intelligence can be used to inject malicious code into widely used open-source packages, distributing compromised updates to unsuspecting users. This tactic allows attackers to infiltrate organizations at scale, bypassing traditional perimeter defenses by embedding threats within trusted software components. Organizations must implement strict supply chain security measures, conduct rigorous software audits, and adopt artificial intelligence-powered anomaly detection tools to mitigate these evolving risks. Attackers continuously refine advanced evasion techniques using artificial intelligence to bypass traditional security mechanisms and still remain undetected. Artificial intelligence-driven camouflage techniques can generate activity patterns that mimic legitimate user behavior, thus making it difficult for anomaly detection systems to distinguish threats from normal operations. Defensive artificial intelligence models are also vulnerable, as attackers study and manipulate their weaknesses, feeding them deceptive inputs to render their detection capabilities ineffective. Malware now incorporates artificial intelligence to anonymously reconfigure itself, creating undetectable variants that even evade signatures based on detection and heuristic analysis. Additionally, attackers use artificial intelligence to adapt their methods dynamically in response to security countermeasures, ensuring that defensive actions are ineffective or in some cases even exploited to the attacker's advantage. Defending against offensive artificial intelligence requires a proactive, adaptive approach that integrates artificial intelligence into security frameworks rather than relying solely on traditional measures. Strengthening anomaly detection mechanisms with AI-driven models allows defenders to spot subtle deviations in behavior that might indicate adversarial activity. Artificial intelligence can also be used to predict and counter adversarial models by simulating attacks and identifying weaknesses before they can be exploited. Deception technologies such as AI-generated honeypots and misinformation traps can be deployed to mislead attackers, wasting their resources while providing defenders with valuable intelligence. Ultimately, combating offensive artificial intelligence threats requires global cooperation among governments, industries, and researchers to establish standards, share threat intelligence, and develop regulatory frameworks that limit the weaponization of artificial intelligence in cyber attacks. In conclusion, the rise of artificial intelligence-powered cyber threats has transformed the offensive landscape, enabling attackers to launch highly targeted, scalable, and adaptive attacks with unprecedented efficiency. From deepfake-driven social engineering to automated exploit development and large-scale disinformation campaigns, artificial intelligence has become a force multiplier for cybercriminals and nation-state actors alike. Traditional defense mechanisms struggle to keep pace with the speed and complexity of artificial intelligence-driven attacks, making it essential for cybersecurity professionals to adopt artificial intelligence-enhanced detection, deception, and response strategies. As adversaries continue to refine their tactics, the need for global cooperation, ethical artificial intelligence development, and proactive security innovation has never been more urgent. The battle between offensive and defensive AI is only just beginning, and those who fail to understand and prepare for this evolving threat landscape risk falling behind in an increasingly automated cyber war. Thanks for tuning into this episode of Bare Metal Cyber. If you've enjoyed the podcast, be sure to subscribe and share it. You can find all my latest content, including newsletters, podcasts, articles, and books at baremetalcyber.com. Join the growing community and explore the insights reached by over 2 million people last year. Your support keeps this community thriving, and I truly appreciate every listen, follow, and share. Until next time, stay safe and remember that knowledge is power.